Hello everyone, my name is Jessica Hubbard and I will be doing a presentation on sugar-sweetened beverage consumption and obesity in New York State. Background, significance, and aim. There is significant evidence that sugar-sweetened beverages contribute to weight gain, thus increasing BMI, especially in children. Adults in New York State who are overweight or obese have increased from 42% in 1997 to 60.8% in 2016, and 1/3 of its children are obese or overweight. The specific aim of this project is to address the association between sugar-sweetened beverages and obesity, and the goal is to look at the relationship between the two. Methods. Data was used from the 2016 Behavioral Risk Factor Surveillance System, otherwise known as BREFIS, and is a cross-sectional survey offered nationally and randomized for those 18 and over residing in all 50 states. For this study, data was restricted to New York State only, with N being 22,572. The outcome is BMI when exposed to sugar-sweetened beverages via consumption of sugary drinks, including sodas and fruit juices. Methods continued. Descriptive statistics were created by weight status and combined samples. Some of the covariates were binary, continuous, and categorical. Binary ones were sex, Hispanic ethnicity, physical activity, history of CVD, history of diabetes. Continuous were age, categorical were race, education, and income. Complex survey weights were applied to these, and the association between SSB and BMI were completed using simple and multiple linear regression, as well as being checked for violations using CPR, residual, and QQ plots. All of this was done using software which was Stata IC version 15, 2017. Some of the results included 32% of participants reporting no sugar-sweetened beverage consumption ever, 28% reported 1 to 7 drinks a week, and 19% reported more than 7 drinks a week. Men were most likely to be overweight at 59% and obese at 52%. Those with the highest percentage of ever having been told they had cardiovascular disease were obese at 11%, and those being told of diabetes were also the highest at 18% and were categorized as obese. Normal weight and being a college graduate were 41%, and 27% of obese participants were college graduates. Results from the crude and adjusted associations. No association between SSB consumption of 1 to 7 drinks a week and BMI was found. However, reported consumption of greater than 7 drinks a week was associated with an increase of 0.43 units BMI. On the adjusted model, reported consumption of 0.1 drinks per week was associated with an increase of 0.49 units BMI. And reported consumption of greater than 7 drinks a week was associated with an increase of 0.47 units BMI. In conclusion, overweight and obese individuals were more likely to consume sugar-sweetened beverage drinks per week compared to normal weight individuals. Participants having a BMI within normal range were more likely to engage in physical activity when compared to overweight and obese individuals. They were also less likely to have ever been told they had cardiovascular events or a history of diabetes. This data suggests that more than 7 sugar-sweetened beverages per week may contribute to an increased BMI and also may be associated with higher incidence of cardiovascular and diabetic events. This is significant for public health awareness on sugar-sweetened beverage consumption and the possible deleterious effects on weight and other comorbidities. For a proposed research intervention, the description of the intervention is the implementation of the Fresh Fruits and Vegetable Program in all schools to decrease obesity related to sugar-sweetened beverages. Does offering fruit instead of sugar-sweetened drinks decrease obesity? The target population would be children enrolled in New York State schools, and the goal is to decrease the consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages in those children, and the study design would be cross-sectional. In justification of the intervention, the FFVP is a governmental program, and it's set into place and it provides free produce to children with the goal of limiting their sugary drink and sugary food consumption. It is usually offered to schools within low socioeconomic areas, or maybe there are food deserts or children don't have access to fresh fruits and vegetables, and they are given sugary, fattening kind of treats and snacks because they are cheaper. The program has been successful in decreasing childhood obesity, as reported by numerous studies, and one study found it to be a successful program. The measurements would be taken at the beginning and ending of school with BMI screenings, and this is currently being implemented in 210 schools in New York State, that being the fresh fruit and vegetable program, not the BMI screening. Children would be offered free fresh fruits and vegetables in replacements of sodas and juices. And there would be comparisons in obesity in children that go to schools offering this program versus those that do not.